So for example, if you have a video where you say, hey first name, thank you for becoming a customer, with AI Studio you can change that to, hey Jennifer, thanks for becoming a customer, hey Martin, hey Adam, and you can send it out to your audience that way. Persona is the digital clone of yourself that looks like you, talks like you. It can take text messages, audio calls, even have video calls. You can embed Persona on your site. It can manage your email, reply to emails for you, and so much more. Finally, Leader is where you can send your personalized videos over LinkedIn. Leader is our LinkedIn automation platform, and all you have to do is put in a simple URL of your target audience on LinkedIn, and automatically will use your account to reach out to them with personalized video to get you the connections you need. The agency app is where you can find agencies who are BHuman certified to help you execute on your ideas. And finally, the automations app is where you can create automated flows. We give you a premium Zapier account completely free as one of the perks of being a member on BHuman. And in the automations app, you can build flows. So for example, every time someone abandons cart on my Shopify store, or every time someone fills out a form on my website, I want to make a video with AI Studio and send it to them. Or maybe I want my persona to send them an email. You can really get creative here. But on the homepage, we have our dashboard, and here you can interact with your persona. You can scroll down and see some of your stats. So for example, so far this month, my persona spent over 7 hours talking with people on my behalf. That's 7 hours of calls that I don't have to be in. My AI clone has taken care of it for me. And you can see it's had 376 conversations. It is feeling a bit overwhelmed because that's a lot of conversations to have, but no worries, it's still going strong. Over here we have some suggestions for new campaigns based on my account, maybe some suggestions on who I should talk to. And down here we have the task engine, which is a new feature, still in alpha, but basically what it does is it gives my persona access to a browser, so I can give it any task I'd like. This is really great for like online errands. So for example, I could say find me an Airbnb in Milan for January 5th to the 12th, for example. And it'll go on Airbnb for look in Milan and do that. Or I can say, go on my CRM and export customers who have signed up in the past 10 days. I can give it any task, and it has vision like we do, and it's able to use a computer just as a human would in order to accomplish the task and basically make our lives easier. Okay, with the overview done, let's dive into the first app, which is AI Studio. This is where you can make personalized videos at scale. It all starts with a template. A template is where you say something like, hey name, how's it going? This is Don. I was looking at company, and I would love to get in touch because I think BHuman would be excellent for you. The words name and company are variables, and they can be replaced in order to be personalized for your audience. So that's a template. And to make a template, we can either film or upload a video of ourselves, or we can go to the community page. And here we have dozens and dozens of templates in various languages for various use cases, which are out of the box, ready to use by professional actors. Or you can even hire an actor. Basically, just tell us what kind of profile you want for your template. We'll take care of the rest. So let's start by making our own template. I'll go to My Videos and create new. Now, I can either record directly on the platform or I can upload a video. Okay, so our video has uploaded, and now we arrive on this page where we have to make a variable. A variable is the word you want to change. So the word I want to change is name. So I'm going to click this and I'm going to call that first name as the name of my variable. And now I can continue. Now the next two steps are about telling the AI what looks and sounds best. So the voice picker is going to generate me saying different names, and I have to listen to each of the different versions and tell it, hey, version 3 is best, or version 7 sounds best. So let's listen now.
Hey Megan. Hey Megan. Hey Megan. Hey Megan.
I'll generate more options, and I'll type in Luke. This is about making your voice sound as natural and realistic as possible.
Hey Luke. Hey Luke. Hey Luke. Hey Luke. Hey Luke.
Okay, so for me, version 4 sounds great. So let's save this and we'll continue. Now the next step is quite similar, but now we're focusing on video. So before we selected which voice sounded best, now we're going to select which video looks best. So it's going to generate 8 different options for us, and we have to select which one looks the most real. This is going to inform our AI about what settings it should use when it generates videos for us in the future. Okay, so the models are starting to generate. Let's check them out one by one.
Hey Megan.
That one didn't look good, so let's check out model 2.
Hey Megan.
That one looked perfect. So far, model 2 is the winner.
Hey Megan.
Model 3 looked very nice as well. Okay, it's a close one, but I think model 3 looks the best, so I'm going to select that and save it. Okay, perfect. So now we have our template. And if we want to preview a sample of what this looks like, let's hit this button. And now we're presented with mini or max. Mini mode means that you're going to be in the bottom right corner, kind of like I am right now in this video, and max mode means you're going to be full screen. You can put backgrounds behind you, such as your recipient's website, their LinkedIn profile, any photo or video that you have, anything you'd like. Really, it's up to you. But for this example, I'm going to use max mode. Here I can enter a first name to preview a sample. And I could select the background type if I'd like, but for now, I want to keep myself full screen. Okay, so the sample's ready. Let's check it out.
Hey James, this is Don from BHuman. Check out our new lip sync. So you noticed how I said your name at the start of the video?
Okay, it looks good to me. So I feel confident that we can send this out to our audience now. So let's hit create new campaign. Okay, so now we can select mini or max mode for the campaign. Mini means that during our variables, we're going to be in the bottom right corner. Max means that we can do whatever we want. If you have an Ultimate account, you can use max. Otherwise, you have to use mini. But to be honest, mini is even better because you can personalize the background and really get people's attention. I'll use mini for this example. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is select our data source. We can use Zapier, the BHuman Automations app. We could download data from LinkedIn automatically using the leader, or we can upload a CSV. We also support API and Pabbly Connect. So for this example, I'm going to upload a CSV file. In my case, it's a spreadsheet containing a list of some customers. And now that it's uploaded, I can preview it in the table here. Now, I need to select which column contains the first name. That's the variable that I created when I uploaded my video. And so for me, it's the name column. Down here, we have extras, and we see that there's background mode. And you can see it already has a background created. Now, this is for the entire video, but if I want, I can change it to just be during the time that I said the first name, for example, or perhaps at other times in the video where I'm referencing something. As you can see, I can select a generic desktop as my background. I can put in a direct link to an image or video, perhaps the websites of my prospects that I want to screenshot and reference in my video, their LinkedIn profiles, and so much more. But for this example, let's just keep it simple with a generic desktop as the background. And I'm going to uncheck share throughout the entire video. I only want it to play in the start of the video. So this is in the format of hours, minutes, and seconds. So basically it says start from the start of the video, 0 seconds, to let's say 6 seconds in. I'm going to update the background and let's hit generate. Okay, so our videos are generating. Depending on the amount of videos you're generating and how many users are on the platform at any given moment, this usually takes around a few minutes to an hour. Because I have 3 videos, it should just take around 2 minutes. But if I was processing 500, for example, it could take an hour. Okay, so it looks like our videos have generated. Let's check it out. Let's watch Mary. So I'll open up the link, and this opens up to Vimeo, by the way. We store your video on Vimeo for you automatically, so it's a really easy link to share. Everyone knows Vimeo. It's a safe and trusted site, and it's whitelisted on many corporate email portals, so you can send that around without an issue. We also give you a direct link, a direct S3 link, so if you want to host it on your own servers, you can do that no problem. Okay, so here's the link on Vimeo. Let's check it out.
Hey Mary.
This is Don from BHuman. Check out our new lip sync. So you noticed how I said your name at the start of the video?
Okay, so you can see started out, personalized the first name. We had that background mode in there, and then around the 6 second mark, if I remember correctly, 6 second mark, then we went back full screen. And by the way, we can add as many backgrounds in here as we'd like. Okay, so the videos look good, but what if I want to spice it up a bit? Well, we have another option here where we can make a custom landing page. So we can create a page that can be even hosted on our own site, our own domain. So I can put in a custom domain here. And I could have it embedded like, just shot this video for you. And here we can put in the video. Maybe if you want to put in a Calendly embed,
this is Don.
We can do that here. So it has my Calendly link. You can really get as creative as you'd like and select a custom domain to host your video so people recognize the domain when they see the video link that you send them. You can get really creative here. But for now, I'm going to keep it on Vimeo just to keep things simple. So we have our videos ready. How do we get them into the hands of our audience? Let's send them out. Well, we can use the email tool, which is right here on the platform. Very, very easy. All we have to do is select an email we want to send from. We can add it in the settings. We select the column that contains our email list, and we can start making our email. So for example, hey name, just shot this video for you. And here we can write our message. Hey, then first name, just shot this video let's chat, and I can put that video embed there. It's going to embed it, and I can end this. And if we want to see a sample, we can do that. Let's send a sample to myself so we can see how it looks. Okay, so here is the email. As you can see, we have an embedded GIF there. So looks really nice, and we can open it up and watch the video for James here. So this looks good. I can go ahead and send it off to my recipients. I can also download the videos into a CSV file if I want to upload them into my CRM or any other custom platform for sending. I can use the API, or I can send them out over LinkedIn. And that brings us to our next app, which is Leader. Now, Leader is closely related to AI Studio because it allows us to send our videos out over LinkedIn all automatically. It's really cool. So how it works, we can create a new campaign, and perhaps, for example, I want to reach out to marketing managers in New York. Well, all I have to do is give it a title, and I need to put in a search URL. So I can get that by going to LinkedIn and searching for my target audience. So for me, I can just literally put marketing managers New York City, and I'm going to hit the People tab. Okay, you can see there's about 3,000 results. By the way, this works for Sales Navigator or the free version of LinkedIn. And I'm going to come back to Leader, simply paste that in, and I'll need to select a LinkedIn account so I can create a new one if I'd like. There's a little bit of a verification process to connect your LinkedIn account, but this helps keep your account safe. Okay, so now we need to set up forwarding. So I'm going to hit Gmail. And basically, whenever LinkedIn sends us a pin to log into the account, it'll automatically be forwarded to Leaders that it will work without a problem. So it's verifying that I set everything up correctly on this account. Once this is done, it'll just take a minute. Then we'll be able to use the account to start sending videos and messages out over LinkedIn, be it messages to people we know in our first degree connections or connection requests to people we don't know. Okay, our account has been connected, and now we can select which video we want to personalize and send to each recipient. Now this is optional. You don't have to put a video. You can just put text if you'd like, but I definitely recommend a video because we see conversations and conversions skyrocket when you include personalized video. So just like before, we can select the video template we'd like to use. Let's use this one for example. Let's hit next, and here I can select how many messages I want to send per day. If you've never used this before, I'd recommend starting low at around 20 to 30, but if you are an experienced user, you can ramp that up to as high as 80 messages a day. We limit it at 80 to keep your account safe. Here you can select if you'd like to send connection requests, if you don't know your audience, and you can also select background mode. Now, background mode will put the LinkedIn profile of the person reaching out to behind you, so you can say in your template, hey, first name, I'm looking at your LinkedIn as you can see here, and go on with your pitch, right? And this really just adds another layer of personalization and proves to the person that, well, at least in their mind, you're on their page talking specifically to them. And that's the beauty of personalized video. So then I can select my schedule for when I'd like this to run. We want to emulate your working schedule so we can keep your LinkedIn account safe. And then we can type in our message. Hi, and then we can add in variables here. So for example, first name. The video will automatically be included after this text here. And finally, we can check this. We can use ChatGPT to personalize the message for the person's profile. So for example, if we check this, it's going to slightly alter the message to reference something in their profile, perhaps where they went to school, or maybe something they're involved in. That's going to really just add another layer of personalization. Okay, so now we can review this, and if it all looks good, start the campaign. Here's a list of your campaigns. And as you can see, I have one running right now, which is reaching out to journalists. And here you can see the list of who we reached out to, if it succeeded or if it failed. If it failed, it means that they weren't close enough connections. There were more than third-degree connections, so we weren't able to actually reach out to them just due to the limits of LinkedIn. So that's normal. Don't worry about that. The important thing is the people that pass and, the connections that we make as a result of that. And this is sending about 60 a day is what I set it for. And it'll continue to run every day for me in order to generate leads on my behalf without me having to even think about it. Finally, the next app I'd like to show you is Persona. Persona is a digital clone of you that looks like you, sounds like you, has the same personality as you, knows what you know, and can basically be your representative in the digital world. It can reply to emails, take calls for you, take meetings for you. It can be embedded on your website and so much more. Okay, so here we have our knowledge base, and this is where we can add knowledge for our persona to learn from. We can add training data. So we can give it websites, we can give it attachments, could be videos, audios, could be PDFs, documents, you name it, or we can even put in plain text. And we recommend teaching your persona as much as you can so it is basically as intelligent as possible and perhaps even more intelligent than you. For example, my persona can speak over 50 languages. Meanwhile, the real me can barely get by with a few. Here you can see all the different items I've added it to learn from. So for example, if I put in my website, you can see it starts looking at all the different pages on my site that it can learn from. Now this tab is where you give us the training data so we can clone your face in order for your persona to have video chats on your behalf. And in the conversations tab, you can see the list of conversations that your persona has had. This is updated in real time. So you can see my persona can even speak Arabic. And you can see it has really interesting full back and forth conversations with people. Okay, strategic dialogue is a super interesting feature. Basically, it allows you to pre-plan a conversation and slowly step-by-step guide people towards a desired outcome. Now you can get really creative with this, but just to give you a little example, it starts with a scenario. For example, you're selling a car, and then you bring them on checkpoints. So for example, checkpoint 1 is make them realize they need a car, okay? And then checkpoint 2 is find out their price range. And then checkpoint 3 is offer them a deal that's within their price range that incorporates what they need in a car, bringing them to a final goal of buying a car. And the purpose of this is that in sales, you don't want to hard sell someone. And in fact, more and more, it's becoming the case that people are allergic to salespeople and to being sold to. Instead, you want to have a genuine human connection and conversation. And you want to identify what someone needs and bring them on an emotional journey step by step in order to come to a conclusion that they feel they came to on their own, right? But in reality, you're leading them towards that desired outcome. And so you're able to automate this kind of persuasion techniques in a persona, whether it's responding to your email, talking to customers on your webpage where it's embedded, or taking video calls for you. Finally, the email feature is where you can add in your emails. So for example, I can put in new inboxes here that my persona can reply to and manage for me. And I can get into all these settings where I can say, hey, okay, I want you to only reply within, let's say, 180 to 360 minutes to make it feel really genuine, like there's not an AI there responding right away, but a person who's busy who gets back to you over time. I can put in custom rules, so I can say, okay, don't reply to emails if they're from a family member, for example, because I don't want persona replying to my family. I want to do that myself. So you can really customize persona email to work for you. Here we have clones meet clones. This is where you can have your clone go meet with another clone so they can both chat. And they can basically find out, hey, is there any sort of common interest here? You can say, hey, I want to go talk to the clone of, for example, Bill Gates, and I want you to find out X, Y, and Z things for me. And your clone and that clone of the person you're talking to will have a chat with each other, and then your clone will come back with a report for you. Custom instructions allows you to give your persona custom instructions on how to talk to customers on a particular page. So, for example, on our review page, this is the link we put in here, we can tell it, hey, this is a page about reviews. And the desired action is to encourage users to submit their own BHuman review by emailing us at help@bhuman.ai. So when someone goes on this review page and they talk to the persona, basically what will happen is it'll still have a full conversation, it'll still be helpful and take into account everything we've taught it, but it's going to try to get the person to take the desired action. And it's going to do it in a very organic, genuine way that'll feel kind of off the cuff and very natural. Finally, pronunciations is where we can put in custom words with custom pronunciations. So for example, be human, normally you pronounce it, if you just read it phonetically, boomin, right? But we want to pronounce it as be human. So I had to program that in, and ever since doing so, my persona has been able to pronounce it correctly. Finally, profiles, where you can program in who you are, put in your picture, you can put in perhaps your writing style so your persona can emulate you better, more about you, more about your tone and personality, and this will help your persona really feel more like you as it engages with the world. Last but not least, the automation app is where we give you a premium Zapier account completely for free as a perk of being a part of the BHuman community. And here you can create flows that utilize the BHuman app in really interesting ways. So for example, whenever there's a new sign up in Shopify, I want you to generate a video with BHuman, and then I want you to send that out over Gmail, and then I want you to wait for 2 days, and if there's no reply, I want you to send another follow-up video or a text message, for example. You can get really in-depth and create a flow of your dreams here. I mean, it's really about being creative and doing that at scale in a way that's automated, and this enables you to do that. So with all of that being said, I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you. And if you have any questions at all, you can always chat with my persona, with the persona of anyone on our team, or if you want to talk to a human, you can use the live chat at the bottom right corner of the screen. And sometimes people ask us, hey, is that really a human that I talked to, or was it a persona? And my answer is, if you can't tell the difference, doesn't matter. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you on the platform.